We'd heard that Australia was eye-wateringly expensive, so how much would a day at the famous Flemington Racecourse cost, including betting and a few drinks along the way? Well, come with us to find out. And at the end, we'll tell you just what the total cost was in this latest episode of To Go Rome. This is going to be a bit of an emotional journey for both of us. My dad loved Flemington Racecourse and loved the Melbourne Cup and always had a dream of coming here himself. Sadly, that didn't happen, but we're going to do it for him here today.
We're going to experience the excitement and the adrenaline of the races,
whilst also reflecting on those times when we went horse racing with my parents over the years.
Yeah, that's right. Whenever we went horse racing as a family, we used to have some healthy competition on choosing the winners.
Yeah, so Sarah and I are going to do that today. We got this.
Oh.
We got 100 Australian dollars each.
Wow.
That we're going to invest on today's races. The question for you is, who's going to come out on top? Is it Sarah, someone who shuns any conventional wisdom when it comes to studying form or the respective skills of jockey or trainer, rather preferring to choose a horse whose jockey is wearing the most fabulous colours? Or Neil, someone who was trained while still in short trousers by his dad on how to pick winners with a mix of studying form, course conditions, triangulating that data with course records and prevailing wind and rain conditions. So based on that information, I'm sure you already know who's going to come out on top. But the other question is, will either of us end the day with more than 100 Australian dollars? So for a bit of fun, why don't you stop the video now and stick in the comments who you think's going to win and if either of us will actually end up being winners on the racecourse today. We've bought a race card. It's not called a race card in Australia, it's called a race book. So we bought the race book and we're having a look through, and what we're finding first of all is that none of this is anything like the race card in the UK. So it's a bit complicated, but the first race we're going to try and have a bet in is actually the third race, because we've been busy just trying to work our way around here. And out of all the runners, there are 15 runners in this race. Sarah, you picked who?
I picked Mahaba.
Mahaba, and your reasoning for that?
Because it's hello in Turkish, or Mahaba is, I don't know if it's spelled the same, but just resonated with me.
And what do you think of the colours?
They are black and orange. Don't know, I like orange.
All right, well, so that's
the prettiest. I normally go for a very pretty colour.
Yeah. Okay, and I've gone for a horse called Alonso. It's a 2-year-old race, which means I think only a couple of these horses have run before, so it's a bit of a crap shot. But basically, Alonso has got good parentage, a lot like I have. So I'm going to base my betting on that, and I'm going to work out how to have a bet in this strange horse racing experience. So this is something different to how I remember going horse racing with my dad. This here are all the bookmakers. It's all so futuristic. I remember going to places like Newbury, Sandown, Windsor, places like that, where you got the bookmakers on the front of the course. I think my favourite bookmaker then was a guy called Fred Beans. He always had the best prices. What my dad used to do is he'd send me up into the stands, he'd be down amongst the bookmakers, and he'd have me looking at the prices that come up on the boards. So I was like his lookout. And if I saw a price over there better, I'd point. He'd run down there, get his money on. He also, back in the day, taught me all the tic-tac on 100 to 30, Burlington Bertie, and all that kind of stuff. It's all very futuristic these days. I'm sure it's the same in the UK. Long time since I've been horse racing. So I'm going to try and do this on an online terminal, because I'm looking over there because there's a window you can do it. I don't want to look an idiot, you know what I mean? If I was doing this in the UK, the other way around, but here I think I look an idiot.
Not really. I'm just
That's a fail.
Do the hand it, but correct, or you can catch it at off-road. Good luck. Cheers.
Right, Okay, come this way, Sarah. So it's a bit complicated, but I got there in the end. So what I've done is I've done a bet on Sarah's horse to win. That was Sarah's choice because it's quite short price, and I've done mine each way. So what you then get is you get a voucher back for any unspent funds, because I stuck $50 in and basically spent $15, so there'll be $35. Yeah, $35 left on this voucher. But now let's see who's going to win this race, shall we? Funny experience that, really, because my dad, he always used to get so annoyed when he went horse racing and someone was in front of him as my dad's trying to get a bet on, and this bloke doesn't know how to place a bet. I became that man today. Oh, he'd be disgusted if he could see me stood there and saying, that's a fail. But I got the bets on.
We made our way to the parade ring to check out our selections in the first race. Would expertise prevail over using a Versace colour chart for selection? What do you think?
So, as an experience, comparing to going horse race in the UK, actually, when you get into it, it's not much different. There are bookmakers around, and actually, it's been such a long time since I've been horse racing in the UK, even, that, as you can see here, it's all electronic. And I know it's the same over there too. But all in all, feels very familiar. So she won $13.70, and the stake was $5. So really, she's won $8.70, which isn't amazing, but it's something. So as I say, it feels familiar. I really wish I'd have done this with my dad. Or if he was back home now, I could tell him all about it and just how, really, the world over, horse races are safe. Right, let's go and give Sarah the phenomenal news. Right, she's going to be quite excited at this. Sarah, I've collected your winnings. So, you laid down $5 and you won $13.70. Well, I say you won, that's including your stake. So you won about $8. Not even enough to buy one of these.
Not enough to buy one of those.
But it's a win, isn't it?
A win is a win.
Win's a win. One race down, Sarah won that. I'm kind of on the back foot, but I'm going to take some advice from my dad. What would he do in this scenario? Because I'm looking at the form guide and it literally means nothing to me. So what I've done is exactly what he would do. I picked out a few horses I like the look of, and then I went to see the bookmakers and just stood there for a while watching the boards, watching the prices, what the people fancy. And that made me choose my GG.
Well, how did you choose in the first place, though? What made you weren't sure of the form? How did you choose that?
There's so many runners.
Colours.
Yeah, there's so many runners. Just anything with form. A lot of these, I think these horses are 8-year-old, so a lot of these got no form at all. Big fat zeros after them. So I just picked out about 4 or 5 horses that looked like they had a chance, and then went from there.
My first choice on this one was it was going to be 70-1, so I thought that's going to be no chance. So I have changed my mind on 3 occasions, so I don't know if that's good or not.
I'd say not. Neither of us picked up a winner in race 2, but Sarah was still leading in her own little challenge, unsurprisingly.
First couple of races I've backed using the tote system. Not going to go into details around gambling because that's not really what our channel's about, but this time I've backed using bookmakers. Sarah's gone for number 7, Vespertine, and I've gone for number 5. $5 win on each of them. If Sarah's wins, she gets a return of $55. If I win, I get a return of $100. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm pretty confident and excited here. It's going to go well. What could possibly go wrong?
What could go wrong? Well, what about the fact that both of our horses finished at the back of the field? Against all odds, we're now both losing money. See what I did there? Against the odds. This stuff doesn't write itself, you know.
There's a saying in the finance world, and that is investments can go down as well as up. Your house may be at risk if you do not keep up repayments. Fortunately, we don't have a house anymore, so that's not a challenge. But how did that race go for us?
I was in the race, and I think I came in third, or maybe slipped at the end to fourth, but I was. The one I was going to back was at the end, was at the back all the way through. So yeah.
I didn't do any good. So we're both losing money now. We're both in the negative. We need to turn this around. Otherwise, we might have to go back to work, Sarah.
I'm only $1 down. I think I can live with that.
All right. Okay. I'll have to go back to work.
Yeah, you can.
Race 4. Surely our luck will change here. I confidently take another wad of dollars from my wallet.
All done.
I think I might got third.
Yeah, but we might have got
Oh, it's a winner.
Didn't do the win. So that one didn't go so well. None of our horses did.
If I don't have a place bet, I don't have a right to do it.
Yeah, you want to get much back on that. You want to get much back.
So to the 5th race. Sarah clearly still just loving her day, while me, inside I'm thinking, Sarah thinks I know what I'm doing, but really I'm as good at picking winners as she is in picking life partners, i.e. not very good at all. But we soldier on and place the next bet.
So we're now on to the big race of the day.
Lightning Stakes. Take out number 6, Rocket.
There we go, the Black Caviar Lightning Stakes, one of the most famous horses ever to have run. Just been down to place the bets that we wanted to do.
And it was busy down there.
Yeah, massive queue. Massive, this is the
People
one.
betting on
This
this.
is what everyone's waiting for. So I backed your horse.
Buenas noches.
Well, you can hardly say Buenas noches, Sarah. It's a sunny day.
But I knew what it meant in Spanish, so yeah, why not?
Oh, it's the name of the horse. Buenas noches was Sarah's horse. My horse, I forget the name of it, but it's the odds-on favourite.
What are you for?
Whatever the odds-on favourite is, I can't remember. If this is the first time you've ever seen us, this is Sarah, I'm Neil, and we retired early a couple of years ago, sold everything we own. Anything we got left is in Sarah's mum's back bedroom in a little wardrobe. And what we're doing is travelling the world for the next 10 years. If that interests you, subscribe. If it doesn't, don't bother, you haven't got to. But this is the big race of the day. If I win this, well, you know, it's no surprise. Sarah's ahead. We knew that, didn't we? Who stuck in the comments that I was going to be winning? What idiot would have done that? Sarah was bound to win this. There's only a couple of races left today.
All could change.
Can I pull it back? We'll see.
We decided to make this the last race of the day for us. It seemed fitting that it was the showcase event to finish on. And you know what? I only chose the winner, turning it around at the 11th hour. You know what though? Today wasn't about winners and losers. It was about having a fun day out, and that's what we did. Also, don't question me on why we stopped our gambling here. I don't want to be drawn on the fact that we were investing in every race until I took the lead. That would be pure conjecture. Entry to the races was a total of 50 Australian dollars for us both. The race card was a further 8 Aussie dollars, and we spent a total of 51 Aussie dollars on drinks.
So there you have it. I was the winner. I knew it.
I bet everyone thought it was going to be me.
Yeah, well, we'll see in the comments shortly what people really thought was going to happen. I had another memory as we had this day today about my dad. My dad was a real systems man when it came to horse racing, and he'd often ring me and ring my brother and say, do us a favour, I've got a system, I've worked something out, can you go to the local supermarket and buy as many black bin bags as you can get. We're going down the bookmakers, we're going to clean them out. He said that from the age of about
Yeah.
30 or 40 up to
I
sadly.
can absolutely remember him every year coming up with a different system. Going,
Yeah.
I've cracked it.
There was always something. There was always a new system.
Yeah.
But how did this compare to horse racing in the UK, Sarah?
Apart from the weather, we could guarantee some sunshine
Yeah.
today. I think it's been a bit less pretentious.
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it depends where you go. So
Yeah,
there are
it
courses in the UK. Often the jumps courses are pretty laid back, but this is a high class course. I go to Royal Ascot or going to
Yeah.
Epsom or something like
I
that.
don't normally enjoy those. They're too corporate, too many people.
Yeah.
It's on a business expense. But here's been just a really nice atmosphere. Everyone's enjoying themselves.
Chilled out,
and,
relaxed
yeah,
people.
A lot of drinking
Really
going
cool.
on.
Yeah, a lot of drinking. And so we're in Melbourne and we're doing something in next week's video, which is how you can have a free day out in Melbourne. We're doing three things, and it's not just
need it after today.
yeah, but it's not just we're going to go to a museum or something like that. We're doing big things. We're going to sporting events. We're going to shows with thousands of people where people are winning
Being
huge
creative.
prizes. Yeah, we're being creative with our ideas. So come back next week for that. But before we leave, we've got to speak about our Patreons, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
If it wasn't for them, there would be no To Go Rome. We appreciate every one of you. And if you want to get check-ins, we've done check-ins with our Patreons here today, or hints and tips about travel, you might want to look at joining our Patreon, and it's in the description below. But you've been watching To Go Rome. We'll see you next time. Bye.